Hardly ho, neighborinos. Welcome to Start Building Me, my nightly training session to get you into the habit of exercising, to get you into the habit of realizing that exercise is mandatory. You've got to exercise, folks. And most people do, to their credit. And by exercise, I mean you could be walking to and from school, you could be walking to and from the office. It doesn't really matter what it is that you do, but you've got to do something, folks, to lift up, elevate your heart rate and elevate your blood pressure temporarily, albeit not permanently. That can lead to problems. And in turn, folks, it improves the functionality of your brain, something that you should be aiming for. Because, folks, you can be really smart and you can be very well balanced, but you cannot reach your full potential without exercising, folks. And I want to make sure you realize that I just mean the bare minimum. You just got to get the blood pumping, walking, riding, doing some basic exercises, some basic compound movements, which I always show you in these brief sessions before I go on and get to the end of my day. Just like to do a brief exercise session to get the blood pumping, make sure everything's working for me, even into you both in the house. And makes me feel better. I've just been on a 32-kilometer ride to get the blood pumping because I love exercise so much, folks. But I do like coming in here and spreading the good word. And by the good word, I'm not talking about anything religious other than the fact that there is a spiritual component in exercise, folks. 35 minutes of moderate exercise per day is what has been established to improve the quality of your brain's functionality. So, folks, I don't need to sell it to you any more than that. You can go online and you can email. I'm sure you can, but that's just shows you maybe I've cycled a little bit too long today in the sun. You can Google any question you like about, hey, will exercise improve the quality of my life? And the answer will be, you're an idiot for even asking that. Just joking, folks. I am just joshing you. You're certainly not an idiot if you ask that question, because there are many other questions that you could ask it to see the specific details of the exercise that you could do to improve the quality of your life. That's what I'm here for, because I know it for a fact. And as I was once told by a professor at university, is you cannot argue with facts, folks. Facts are facts. Exercise improves the quality of your life. Without further ado, let's get cracking. So, what is this, folks? It's called a squat, and it's also called exercise. So what we're doing is just like you're sitting down on a chair or sitting down on the edge of your bed, and I'm just noticing a bit of a knee pain that I've just accumulated from doing my mountain bike ride. So, folks, we're just trying to shake out your limbs. Okay, always so do some head rolls, some shoulder rolls, arm rolls, elbow rolls, whatever it takes to start up with. Get your heart rate. It's like a starter motor for a car. Start getting yourself warmed up to the fact that we're about to do some exercise. And, you know, instead of doing 5 or 6 or 10, as I'm always saying, you can just do 1, do 2, and breathe. Not sure, I've got something in there. Just gonna get that out of here. Something scrunching in my pants. Shake it out. Hope you've had a good day wherever you are in the world. If you're in Australia, hope you had a good day. If you're in Europe, I hope you're going to have a good day. Wie geht's? Wenn ihr in Deutschland sind, seid. G'day in the UK. And breathe, folks. Something that I didn't do much of whilst listening to a podcast about string theory and theoretical physics. Folks, I find it always kind of concerning when the people that are talking don't really know either and don't have any answers for each other. So, as you can imagine, in my limited understanding of quantum physics, that I really had no idea what's going on. As Sanity in the house, good to see you. I'm just exchanging Instagram videos with Sanity2 about people giving a dog a taste of its own medicine, sniffing its head, which is something that I do to Keith to make sure that he doesn't have face cancer, folks. It's an old game that I've had with him since he's been a puppy. No face cancer either, folks. So, 1. That might be all you do, folks, and since we're competing against ourselves in our performance yesterday, maybe that's all you wanted to do. Then you want to go off and watch whatever it is you're going to watch, read whatever it is you're going to read, play some game, watch somebody else play a game. Please, for the love of God, folks, don't do that. Play your own games. That is where you get some sort of hand-eye coordination, some sort of cognitive benefits from playing your own game. Watching somebody else play a game, I can't really see a lot of future in that, folks, but what would I know? I'm a dust-collecting 40-year-old neo-boomer, folks, and there is really... Look, I'm literally dust collecting here. Anyway, 1, 2, 3. Active recovery, folks. If you've been exercising as I have been, then all I'm really trying to do is get blood pushing through my body, and that's what I want to explain to all of you people who watch this, whether it's live, whether it's on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. It doesn't matter. I just want you to know that you have to exercise. Exercise is mandatory. There's many ways to do it. You might do enough of it already. You might go to the gym. You might play sports. You might walk to and from school. And I mean, that's what I always have to stress to people, is that walking is a hell of a good exercise. It has that ability that you can have some clarity, that clairvoyance where you're walking and thinking about other stuff that you're doing in your day. It's a really good exercise. Very underrated. Low impact, which is also good about walking, which is something that I have reminded myself just now that I have to do a video on Start Building Me in my exercise playlist. I've done push-ups and squats, but really the other two most important exercises that I'm always talking about are walking and basic dumbbell exercises, folks. And you can just get cans, you know, it doesn't have to be heavy weight, but what we're trying to do at some stage as well is train these connective devices. Your arms are these things that you interface with. You've probably heard the terms interfacing with computers. This is what humans interface with, and this is also what we interface with computers. So if you can increase that dexterity, increase your grip strength, your hand strength, bicep strength, which is popular amongst the gym junkies or gym rats, then that can improve the quality of your training as well. Satan and sanity. Well, grew up knowing Satan myself. 2, 3, 4, 5. Knowing Satan didn't do me any good, folks. Now I'm a brother of Lord Jesus Christ. Has been doing a lot for me more recently than my old brother Satan. Being a part of the God Squad seems to be something that gives me more interest in longevity than the old pits of hell. Do some old neck rolls with yourself in the time that you're waiting to recover. If you're breathing deep, chill out. Just after cycling and having my head forward, it's always something to do. In the time, I'm just thinking of Marge when she's at the resort, when she's knocking off all the... No, she's not at the resort, she's at home. Knocking off all the stuff off her mantelpiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's got my heart rate up, folks. That's the aim of the game. Really, if you can get sets of 10 out, that's probably really the limit of what you want to go at, really. My BPM is up to 84. I mean, I went up to 168 on a casual ride, but now just having it at 84 BPM is not too bad. Generally in the gym, or if you're warming up for a sport or a specific exercise, you want to work your heart rate range up until 120 to 140 BPM. That is what you're aiming for, folks. So if you can get it up into that from doing this, that would be cool, you know. And if you're a newbie to it, if you're carrying a bit of extra weight, you've got a bit of muscle mass, then you might find that your heart rate, if you've got a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or something, you might see that your heart rate's going up more than mine. And really, that's sort of good. It's economical. You might be getting more bang for your buck, and you won't have to do as many until you get that coordination, until you get that consistency down, which is the main key term that I'm always using at Start Building Me. It is no big drama. You are competing against yourself and your performance yesterday, like I always say. So whatever your heart rate is, that's all good. For me, it's pretty low at the moment because I've just been stressing my blood vessels, stressing my heart, riding a 32-kilometer ride, albeit pretty casually, cross-eyed, wondering what the hell string theory really is all about. I've heard it explained to me a million times, and like I said, when you've got two theoretical physicists talking about it and they don't really want to talk about any concrete instances or specific parts of it that would make sense, and then they also admit that there's no experiments to prove the validity of string theory at all. It's what we call unknown variable in computer science, folks. I'm not going to really get too deep into it, so maybe I should have just been listening to the new Blood Red Throne single jazz. If you haven't heard it, check it out. It's quite good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and my blood is pumping through my veins as it should be, folks. That is all we're trying to do here. Get your blood pumping, get up, stand up, as is the motto for Start Building Me. Stand up off the couch. Even if you're just in your room walking around in circles like this, you are shifting your weight between one foot to the other and getting blood pumping through your body, folks. It is so important. The reason why I'm doing this every night for people is that if I don't do it, my mental health slides down into the pits of hell. Speaking of Satan, it hangs out with Satan, and I don't like that feeling. So if you have ever experienced anxiety, depression, or other mental health issues, I can put it to you that there's a good chance that you might be able to treat those symptoms just by doing some basic exercises. So that's what I'm here for, is to be that person that guides you through the light and gets you into that position where you might be able to do it without me. And if not, like I said, hey, this clown needs an audience. So if you want to come and hang out with me, shoot the shit. Eventually, like I said, I'm going to be hitting up various corporate vendors for different gift cards and stuff like that to throw out to people. I have a meme in a video where I was trying to source where it came from. I thought it was The Simpsons, but it isn't, where it says no plus $ equals yes about bribery. I thought that was very clever. That's my aim for Start Building Me, is I will get engagement by bribing kids with different gift cards to get them to come here and shill them the fact that engagement for exercise, it's not exactly that Machiavellian, right? It's not that nefarious for me to try and get engagement with gift cards to kids to get them up off of the couch and to increase the quality of their life. So, so yes, check out Blood Red Throne. Awesome song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 minutes on the clock. I am out of here to do some push-ups, so I'll switch over the camera now. Let's do some push-ups. Double-blind studies confirm that regular exercise is more effective than leading medications in treating anxiety or depression. I will go further to explain to you now that the reason why I have always been hesitant to take SN and SSRI drugs, being selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, is because there is no confirmed link between depression and serotonin. So the whole purpose of these drugs is to block serotonin in your synapse that increases the amount of serotonin that you have in your body. So this is because some people have just said, well, we know that serotonin gives you a sense of well-being, so maybe people who are depressed and have anxiety don't have enough serotonin. Is there any proof of this? No, this is just a theory, and there's absolutely no proof, but no link between depression and lack of serotonin. So one thing that I can tell you for a fact is when I've been depressed and have been full of anxiety, and I know this from a lot of other people that have been studied and a lot of other people that I know personally that cannot get out of bed unless they have a weekly, rather daily, but over the week set up exercise protocol. Everything starts to go down the toilet if they don't exercise. So folks, nothing comes close to exercise, and nothing comes close to diet as well with that exercise. They synergize, they go together. The diet helps you improve your exercise, but also, as they've shown more recently, that the specific diets, keto, for example, reducing the amount of refined sugars that you have pulsing through your blood vessels at any time will actually reduce your anxiety as well, and in turn depression, which is something that I've experienced for myself without question. So no doubt about that. Anyway, let's do some push-ups and get out of here, folks. As always, time is of the essence. Will I still be orange? Probably less so if I do that. Stretch out my hamstrings a little bit. Gonna bust out maybe 50 and get out of here. What do you say? 7:15 in this house here. And I'm looking through various stock footage sites to see which one I'm finally going to sign up for. Artlist.io looks like it's the best one. Anyway, spread your fingers, tense your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And breathe. Take it easy, just like with squats. Maybe when you're sitting back, lean a little bit back, stretch out your hamstrings. My goodness gracious, I have to be doing this right now as I speak as well. After that cycle, I had my bicycle seat slightly too low, which means that I didn't have the most efficient stroke with my legs, and now I am feeling it in my patella, which is that your kneecap basically, and I might have to go and set up that properly with the good folks at, I can't even remember my bike shop here. I can remember every single bike shop in every country I've been to apart from where I am now. They don't have very strong branding. Anyway, spread your fingers, tense your butt, and breathe. Looking forward to doing more cycling this week instead of gym workouts. Feeling a little bit doughy, feeling good. Doing some dumbbell work. I think I'm going to start doing it here in Start Building Me in the mornings, just to be online more, just to be here around to answer more questions to people that have any. I think that will be a better use of time than going to the gym. And I can listen to podcasts here as well in my earpiece in case somebody comes in. I can just ditch it and answer their questions. But I'm air conditioned here, I've got nice lighting, and now I've got a fine collection of kettlebells and dumbbells, folks. So that is what it is all about. Efficiency in your exercise. I don't like it when people stand too close to me at the gym as well, okay? Just don't like it. I'm just like, get your sweaty, gross, stinking, haven't you ever heard of deodorant? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, 30 down, another 20 to go. Then we'll get out of here. Hope you guys have something decently planned. I am just making content still, playing around with video editing. My goodness gracious, takes a lot of time. Fighting off the hounds, got to get a haircut. Preparing for different contracts. Many horrid contracts out there, as you can imagine. people who made a big mess and need some external contractor to come and fix their mess up, which is the story of my life, folks. I am the septic tank healthcare IT plumber, but just for once I wish that they could do something less horrid than what I'm being presented with at the moment. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's been funny reading about the new Mandalorian series. I gave up on season 2, I think. Didn't like Boba Fett, but you have to have seen Boba Fett to make sense of the 3rd season of The Mandalorian, which I thought was very clever of Disney, really. Can't blame them for that. Make you, speaking of engagement, forced engagement to make sense of The Mandalorian season 3. But really, you know, Baby Yoda was never really a draw card for me, folks. I was more of The Mandalorian. I was more about Detective Javier Pena or whatever his name is in Narcos. And Bill Burr as well. Bill Burr was in the 1st season, I think, of The Mandalorian. That was cool to see him in that character. But like I said, now I am more about making content to show you people all around the world of the importance of exercise and the dangers of subversion, of being led to believe, as I've been seeing in the media recently, that it increases your chances of having a stroke and a heart attack by exercising 7 hours a week. Folks, I can tell you that's garbage. And I can tell you exactly why people would be wanting you to believe that this is true. But it is not. Exercise is the panacea for your health. Do not believe these things. You have to exercise. You have to exercise. It's not sexy. It's not cool. It's not something where I can be making thumbnails saying how you can become a millionaire or get rich or get engagement for being a dumbass. Like, that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of here is I know that this is not going to be that popular compared to other junk out there. But the joke is, if you do this stuff, you find it will be the most important thing you do in your life, and how it translates to other things is unfathomable to your tiny brain. But just joking, folks. I'm speaking here, I'm projecting. I'm speaking about my tiny brain. You probably have an enormous galaxy brain. I hope so. Anyway, folks, as I always say, love you wherever you are in the world. Take it easy. Gonna do 10 more and get out of here. Shoot me a message if you've got any questions. Watch some new videos that are going to be coming out this week, folks. I have been on a bit of delay. The old work man sometimes calleth. So, we'll see you tomorrow, unless you're playing metal guitar. See you tomorrow, or whenever you can. It's always good to hang out with people and start building me. Have a great night.